Welcome to the Pencil Bob channel. I hope you enjoy my stories. Please like and subscribe, and hit that notification icon so you never miss out. Now on with the stories.
I still vividly recall the day I made the bold decision to run for HOA president. It was a crisp autumn afternoon, the kind where the leaves danced in the gentle breeze, and I had only recently settled into my new home in a quaint suburban neighborhood. Initially, everything seemed idyllic. A picturesque setting with neatly trimmed lawns, friendly faces, and a welcoming atmosphere. However, beneath this facade of suburban tranquility lurked the unsettling reality of our Homeowners Association, an organization marred by issues of mismanagement, opacity, and a reputation for wielding its authority like a blunt instrument. My awakening to the HOA's less than stellar reputation came gradually, as anecdotes and grievances trickled into my awareness through casual conversations with neighbors. Whether over neighborhood block parties or chance encounters during evening strolls, I became a sympathetic ear to tales of bureaucratic bungling, arbitrary decisions, and heavy-handed enforcement of outdated rules. While these accounts initially felt like distant echoes in my new life, they stirred a growing unease within me, a discomfort fueled by a sense of duty to contribute positively to the community I now called home. The turning point came when neighbors began seeking my opinion on HOA matters. Perhaps it was my background in advocacy or simply a desire to see fairness prevail, but their stories resonated deeply. It was in these moments that the weight of that oft-quoted maxim, "Be the change you wish to see," truly sank in. If I wanted to make a meaningful impact, to steer our community toward a more responsive and inclusive future, I realized I needed to step up and lead by example. The decision to run for HOA president was not made lightly. I had no prior experience in HOA management, and my days were already stretched thin between a demanding career and nurturing a young family. Yet, driven by a conviction that change was both necessary and achievable, I resolved to challenge the status quo and offer a fresh perspective to our neighborhood governance. As the campaign unfolded, it became evident that I was viewed as an outsider, an unconventional candidate unencumbered by ties to existing factions within the HOA. My platform centered on principles of transparency, accountability, and community engagement, promises to listen to residents' concerns, champion their interests, and implement reforms that reflected our collective aspirations for a harmonious and well-managed neighborhood. On the day of the election, nerves mingled with anticipation as ballots were cast and counted. To my astonishment and humble pride, the community entrusted me with the role of HOA president, a mandate to translate promises into action and navigate the complex landscape of neighborhood governance. My first task was to assemble a cohesive and dedicated board of directors. Recognizing the importance of diverse expertise, I sought out individuals whose skills complemented my own and whose commitment to service mirrored my own passion for community building. Together, we embarked on a journey fueled by optimism, determination, and a shared vision of revitalizing our HOA into an exemplar of effective, resident-centered management. Central to our agenda was addressing the long-standing issues that had tarnished the HOA's reputation. Foremost among these was the dismissal of the incumbent management company, whose tenure had been marred by inefficiency and poor communication. In its place, we implemented a modern HOA management software system, a decision informed by exhaustive research and countless hours of preparation. The transition was not without its challenges, a steep learning curve for all involved, but the benefits of enhanced efficiency, transparency, and resident accessibility soon became apparent. Equally imperative was the overhaul of our community's covenants and regulations, documents that had languished in neglect and no longer reflected the evolving needs and values of our diverse neighborhood. Hours of meticulous review, consultation with legal experts, and collaborative drafting sessions resulted in revised guidelines that balance respect for individual property rights with a collective commitment to maintaining community standards and aesthetics. In tandem with these administrative reforms, I spearheaded the creation of a comprehensive HOA website, an interactive hub designed to serve as a primary resource for residents seeking information, voicing concerns, and engaging in constructive dialogue. The website quickly became a focal point for fostering community cohesion, empowering residents with knowledge, and soliciting invaluable feedback that shaped subsequent policy decisions. Perhaps the most transformative change, however, lay in our approach to enforcement and dispute resolution. a departure from the punitive measures and adversarial tactics that had previously defined interactions between residents and the HOA. Rather than rely solely on impersonal notices and punitive fines, I instituted a policy of proactive communication and collaborative problem-solving. When confronted with potential violations, my preference was to initiate personal conversations, listening attentively to residents' perspectives, and working together to explore mutually agreeable solutions. This human-centered approach not only diffused tensions but also cultivated a culture of mutual respect, understanding, and voluntary compliance among homeowners. A testament to the profound impact of empathy and dialogue in fostering a harmonious community. Admittedly, the journey was not without its challenges and sacrifices. Balancing the demands of HOA leadership with the responsibilities of my professional career and family life tested my resilience and time management skills. There were days when fatigue threatened to overshadow my enthusiasm, and moments when the weight of expectations felt almost overwhelming. Yet, in those moments of doubt, I drew strength from the knowledge that every effort, however small, contributed to a greater collective purpose, a vision of our neighborhood as a vibrant, inclusive, and supportive community where every resident felt valued and heard. Gradually, signs of transformation began to emerge. The once muted voices of discontent gave way to a chorus of constructive engagement and shared pride in our neighborhood. Residents exchanged greetings with newfound warmth, gathered for neighborhood events with renewed enthusiasm, and took pride in maintaining our community's aesthetic appeal and communal spaces. These subtle yet significant shifts spoke volumes about the power of collaborative leadership, transparent governance, and a steadfast commitment to nurturing a sense of belonging among residents. Despite the inevitable setbacks and occasional setbacks, the progress we achieved as a community affirmed my unwavering belief in the potential of HOAs to serve as catalysts for positive change. Beyond their administrative functions, HOAs possess the unique ability to foster a spirit of camaraderie, facilitate meaningful connections, and enhance the quality of life within our neighborhoods. They are, at their core, guardians of our collective aspirations and custodians of the values that define us as a community. To those who have voiced frustration or skepticism toward HOAs, I urge a reconsideration, a recognition that, with dedicated leadership and active resident engagement, these organizations can evolve into dynamic forces for good. They can transcend bureaucratic stereotypes and become vital platforms for nurturing vibrant, inclusive communities where every voice is heard, every concern is addressed, and every resident is empowered to shape the future they envision. As I reflect on my tenure as HOA President, I am filled with a profound sense of gratitude for the trust placed in me by my fellow residents, for the unwavering support of my family, and for the opportunity to contribute to the ongoing narrative of our neighborhood's growth and prosperity. While my term may have come to a close, my commitment to our community remains steadfast. I continue to listen, to learn, and to advocate for the values that unite us, a commitment to transparency, fairness, and the enduring belief that, together, we can build a better tomorrow for generations to come. In conclusion, the decision to run for HOA President was more than a personal ambition. It was a call to action, an invitation to cultivate positive change, to forge meaningful connections, and to leave a lasting legacy of service and stewardship. As I look toward the future, I do so with optimism and gratitude, knowing that our journey as a community is defined not by the challenges we face but by the resilience, compassion, and collective spirit that unite us in pursuit of a shared vision. Certainly, when individuals are able to focus on maintaining their own homes, it fosters a greater sense of independence and personal accountability. It's unreasonable to expect people to volunteer their time without compensation, and everyone should prioritize their own responsibilities. The current housing market continues to experience soaring prices, highlighting the substantial financial commitment required for homeownership. HOAs often face scrutiny and skepticism as superfluous organizations. Critics argue that HOAs do not significantly improve neighborhood quality. In fact, some of the most desirable residential areas thrive without them. Consequently, there is a growing movement advocating for the complete dissolution of HOAs. I recently discovered that some innovative individuals took a bold approach with their HOA. And I must say, it's absolutely brilliant. In my own experience, I've had to navigate situations where my personal privacy boundaries were pushed. But fortunately, the HOA responded to my concerns. However, this particular group of homeowners took a more unconventional route. They essentially told their HOA, "We just want the basics covered, like lawn care and snow removal, at a significantly lower cost. We're not looking for special treatment or attention, so just pretend we're not here and we won't draw any unnecessary attention to ourselves." In essence, they were saying, "We don't need all the frills and extra services that come with a traditional HOA. We're happy to keep to ourselves and maintain our properties without relying on the HOA for everything. Just give us the bare minimum and let us live our lives in peace." It's a refreshingly straightforward and humble approach, and I can understand why it would be appealing to those who value their independence and privacy. By stripping away the unnecessary extras, they were able to negotiate a more affordable arrangement that worked for everyone involved. I'm thrilled to hear that you've gone through a similar experience in the past, where a neighborhood came together to bring about positive change. It's inspiring to know that, several years ago, your community successfully rebelled against an ineffective board, voted in new members, and achieved tangible results. The key to their success, it seems, was finding a reliable and efficient management company to replace the previous one, which was clearly not doing its job. What's more, the new president took a collaborative approach, choosing to engage with residents rather than resorting to public criticism or dismissals. In contrast, it's unfortunate that our current neighborhood is still struggling with similar issues. However, I'm optimistic that we can learn from your experience and work towards a similar outcome. It's heartening to know that it's possible to effect change and create a more harmonious and productive community. Perhaps we can draw inspiration from your neighborhood's success story and apply those lessons to our own situation. With a collective effort, I'm hopeful that we can also find a suitable management company and elect a president who is willing to listen and work with residents to address our concerns. I'm not convinced that the current leader of the Homeowners Association has genuinely turned over a new leaf. Maybe he's made some superficial changes to impress me, or perhaps he's just trying to pacify me with empty promises. Either way, that's not the real issue at hand. The true concern lies in the future, when someone new takes the reins after he's gone. What's to stop a rogue individual, like a power-hungry, Karen type, from undoing all the progress that's been made and reverting back to their own brand of mismanagement? It's a scenario that keeps me up at night, wondering if all our efforts to improve the HOA will be for naught once a new, potentially problematic leader takes over. The lack of institutional safeguards and accountability measures in place makes me question whether any real, lasting change is even possible.
I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.